Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Scene. What's current? As you can see, I got the portholes, I got the Urkel glasses, everything's like that. Everything is not really fine, I'm not gonna say, oh, everything's all good. No, my right eye must have got some kind of not an infection, but just an irritation. I've experienced this previously, and other times, and it's not because I don't take out my contacts for 30 days, which I do. Every 30 days I take out my contacts, but because if that were the case, both eyes would be infected most likely, wouldn't they not? And they would. It's not an infection. It was just irritation, and it caused one eye to be very sensitive and look like it's pink eye, but it's really just an irritation because I don't have a lot of mucus or anything like that around the eye. I don't wake up with a lot of crust or whatever the case may be. But enough about me. Let's get into this. YG, one of the worst rappers I've ever heard. Just coming from off top, his work, his body of work isn't that stellar to me. It isn't that great. He's not one of the best rappers, but I have to give him his respect and say that this is one of the best songs I've listened to all year. It's been a short. It's not even halfway through the year yet, but a quarter of the year about. And it's actually it hits hard because it's like showing how many people have been violated at a young age. People like ASAP Ferg, Young Jeezy, and also like we just said YG. Um, it's a very serious situation because it deals with adults and minors, and apparently in this song, a female at the age of 30 assaulted YG, and he's telling the story like he's got these mixed feelings. He's got these. It's a state of confusion because he's like, this feels good. This is what's supposed to be, right? I mean, I got this older woman that wants me, and she's doing all these things to me. That must be good, right? I mean, that's a good sign. And then he's like torn. He's ambivalent. He's saying, how he, lost innocence, at a young age, at the age of 14. Um, so it's a very trying kind of idealism, to try to piece together because so it happens to so many people. So many people have come to the fore and said they were either touched or they knew somebody that was touched as a child. Excuse me. And they brought that to the table. He YG brings that to the table. He brings that to the fore. And like I said, he's not one of my favorite rappers, but this is one of my favorite songs by him. If that's allowed, he addresses what is his absolute seek of he's in seek of understanding. He's in seek of comprehending what exactly happened to him when he was 14 years old. He's trying to piece together all the different pieces, the different jigsaw pieces to the puzzle of his life. And that's one thing that has really, sparked in his brain, the reality of him being able to show that he has an ability. He can rap. Not one of the best, like I said, he's not one of the best rappers, but he has some talent. He has some kind of panache. He has some kind of drip or whatever the case may be, riz, whatever. He has that. He's sold millions of units previously. So just to give him his respect on that level. So I think with people coming forward and saying he says in the song he was raped. It's not. I mean, I guess if there's statutory rape, there has to be some kind of physical rape, quote unquote. I'm in my mind always thinking about rape as being like a penis inserting into an orifice or some kind of piece, some kind of unit being inserted into an orifice. That's rape. but otherwise that's sexual assault. So I don't know if he was necessarily raped, but he said like he's using it as shorthand. He's using it as shorthand in the sense that he's saying it. So I think with the power that of the microphone, that just gives a different glimpse into YG's oeuvre or body of work or work list. He has a few hits. He has Don't Tell Him is one of his highest, if not his highest rated song with Jeremiah on the Billboard Hot 100. So he's successful. He has attained success. This is true. And we have one person finally in the room after 5 minutes. It's probably going to go back to 0. I love it. But yeah, so YG, yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy right now. He's dropping a single. He has the video out. I didn't see the video. But I might watch it just to see if it is a standard YG. Hold on, let me watch it. I'm gonna watch this music video. I've seen enough. I saw the video, about 2 minutes of it. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It's not bad. He's wearing a suit. It's gotten 18,000 views or near almost 76,110 views in 18 hours. So you have to respect that. He's actually finding an audience, and this is going to be related to anybody. This is like the generation of people that were birthed after Color Purple and stuff like that. Have experienced traumatic situations in their lives. That's always something that's going to be it's always going to be something that's going to follow them no matter what. No matter what, they may be having tantrums in school, they may be having different problems at work, have something like that, but what is the underlying thing? What is the thing that most mattered in their life that was so traumatic and so horrific, but you don't realize it's horrific because your body chemistry is not your brain, it's not your mind, it's just a collection of neurons, and they're firing and everything is like, okay, this is good, right? But it's not. That's what's so harrowing and scary, because it's a body mind split. it's a split between your body and your mind, because your mind is saying, okay, this is looking kind of weird, this is kind of strange, I don't like this, but your body's saying, hey, this is good, we're having a good time here, this is everything that we wanted. So he kind of details that aspect of it, I think, pretty well. And the article goes on to talk about how A$AP Ferg was touched by when he was 10 years old by another boy, and he was feeling like he was gay, but it actually made him, even more resilient, even more, heterosexual in a sense, I guess to say. He said he always had to have girls around him, no matter what. This is the reality we have to deal with. I mean, I can't relate. I remember when I was in the Marine Corps, one of the drill instructors said, I know some of y'all have been sexually raped or whatever the case may be. Y'all been touched when you were children. They're like, well, we don't have no answers for that. Or something. I can't exactly remember something, but it was along those lines. It was some cold stuff. He was just saying how reality set in, that nobody cares about your past trauma, and then you have to go out to the fleet, and then you meet up with the chaplain, and then you meet up with the psych wards and stuff like that. So that's what it is. All right, we got 3 people in here at 11 minutes 26 seconds, and we have Mr. Rick James saying, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what time it is? If you don't, there's the door, because we are entering the world of Skylar Saunders sees. He sees urban news, not get ready to get scholarized fact. 3 views, 5 likes, not mad. I don't even know how, I can't tell how many likes I have. I cannot tell how many likes I have. I'm on, what's it called? I always want to call it Duck something, but StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard right now, so I can't tell how many people are on here, actually. So yeah, salute to YG. I am not a fan. Definitely not a fan. I'm not even really a supporter, but this may change my viewpoint of him, because he's being vulnerable, at the same time being very strong, and he's using humor, and he's using all kinds of different ways of conveying a message that a lot of people may not be able to do. So you have to give him his credit for that. Like I said, A$AP Ferg, Young Jeezy, amongst a whole host of other men, that you would look at as heterosexual, and sometimes those traumatic experiences, they actually get you. I did not lose my eyesight. No, I did not. It's just my right side. Right side's a little bit irritated. It's not an infection. It's not anything like that. It's just an irritation. Something caught in my eye. I don't know what it was, but it's just a little bit of irritation. Light sensitivity. I have to blow my nose a lot because it's pressing on my sinuses. All right, I'm back. All right, so I did not lose my eyesight, sir. No, I did not. But YG, not my favorite rapper by any stretch of the imagination. But have to respect. You have to give credit where credit is due, and I have to give him credit for making the song. The song is very very valiant. It's very courageous to make a song like this, because, like I said, he uses humor. He uses this is wild. This is I'm liking this. I'm feeling this, but he gets into details, like saying, he has analingus with her, and he says, I can't believe I had my face on her butt and stuff. It's just very graphic, very, to the point. He doesn't, trim corners. He doesn't, sugarcoat. He gives you exactly what happened, and he lays out the foundation. So I have to give him credit for that. So definitely YG, one of the best, rappers to talk about traumatic experiences. I can say that much. He's YG is known for his music. Yeah, I got that. Well, I know that's what I'm talking about, and that's why he's not my favorite. He's not one of my favorite rappers. I think he's pretty whack. But this is a step in the right direction. He should have more songs like this. He should have like that West Coast Kendrick Lamar kind of flavor. Make more songs like this. YG is known for his music, sir. I got you. Clear. So I think with wait, whack? Are you out of your mind? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. He's not. Name me 3 songs that are hot from him. He's one of the best of his generation, fact, if not the best. Okay, now you're trolling. That's definitely trolling from Mr. Rick James. Rick James is trolling right now, folks. He's trolling. He can't name 3 songs. He can look it up right now on the internet and just say 3 random songs from YG, but he can't be the best, I'm sure. But like I said, you have to give credit where credit is due, and it's due here. He made a great album, made a great song. 2004. If you haven't looked it up, look up on the on YouTube. Look it up on Apple Music. I think it's on Tidal as well. Big Bang, Toxic, Why You Always Hating. I never even heard these songs, and I don't even really want to. I'll just listen to 2004. He said bangers. No, I don't think so. I doubt that highly. I do not think they are bangers. I've never heard them. I can't say whether one thing or the other, but I doubt that they are bangers. And why are you always hating? Because I'm a hater. I'm an objective hater. Excuse me. So, YG, he just, it's so weird too. It's like 30, isn't that young? But that's an adult. That's an adult. He was 14. That's an adult, 30 years old, and you're assaulting sexually a young man who hasn't even hit, full puberty yet. Oh, we got 6 people in here. We just need 4 more. We'll have a party. We can have a party. Son of the Sun. Here you go. 90. What YG say happened? He said literally that he had analingus with this woman, that she gave him fellatio, that he engaged in sexual other sexual entanglements or experiences, and he's like very clear-eyed and very knowledgeable about the sexual in excursions, I guess you can say, that took place when he was only 14 years old. So that's what happened. And I think this is a great song. This is actually a great song. Rick James says people can't have sex with no one no more, or it's a lawsuit. Well, if you're a minor and you're having sex with or if you're an adult having sex with a minor, that's a fault. That's a penalty. That's evil. That's vicious. Should not be happening under any circumstances whatsoever. Or if you're looking at kiddie porn or something like that. Same thing. A minor, exactly. He was a minor when this woman violated him, He was able to come clean. I mean, he's going to benefit off this song. It's probably one of his one of his largest hits, his biggest hits he's ever had. I can see that happening. Like I said, the video, it depicts his journey from 14-year-old to now. It gives him, like in the video, it gives him different glimpses of the woman picking him up in the car and taking her to her house and violating him, and it also has like an idea of a psychiatrist kind of, he's suited and booted. That's one of his songs, by the way. But he's got the black tie, black suit on, and he's just sitting there in a chair, and it's got like blocks of different images all around it, and it seems like he's just pouring out his soul. And I hope he makes millions of dollars off this song, because that's a way of reclaiming something. Even if he doesn't make millions of dollars off the song, which he probably will, but even if he doesn't, he's going to be able to say that he was able to put that out there. There's going to be people that are going to come forward. A lot of people are going to say, wow, yeah, when I was like 12, yeah, that same thing happened to me. Oh, when I was 16, that happened to me. When I was 8, that happened to me. That's the thing that could happen. That's the thing that could happen. So we have to really, position ourselves to know what is the differences in all that occurs, because this is a very serious topic to discuss for a lot of people, because they wonder why they can't hold down a job. They wonder why they can't can't control their emotions. They go off on handles. They have very serious temper tantrums and stuff like that. It's because of the confusion that happens in their mind. It feels good to have something like this happen to you. It feels good. But your mind is saying, wait a minute, I'm a kid. I'm a child. This isn't right. Your body's like, I don't care. This is all right. This is fine. I don't know what you're talking about. This is great. This feels wonderful. So that's the difference. And that's why he was confused and ambivalent. He was confused and ambivalent about the entire situation. And I don't know how long it went on. It just says when he was a 14-year-old, he said he got raped. I mean, like I said, it's weird when you say rape, because it could be specifically what it means to be raped. All right, Chris Cager in the house. Let's see. That's how I felt. First time getting some. Whoa. Okay, that's you, Chris Cager. Okay, you got some bussy. Okay, that's your life. That's part of your life. I'm imagining this was an adult male, Chris Cager. I'm just gonna put that out there that this was an adult male. Is that true, Chris Cager? First time you're getting some bussy? Was this an adult male, sir? YG's case, he was a minor, and it was a female. She was 30, and I'm like, this is how fast time flies. 30 seems like young to me. Like, it's old. I know it's old. It's pretty old. I mean, I like 19 to 20-year-olds. 19 to 22. Cut off at like 23 maybe. But 30, that just seems like crazy. I got some of that Stacy Galore adult, but okay, now you're trolling. Okay, you're trolling. I see you, Chris Cager. Get your troll on. Get your troll on. Unless you're not trolling, you could be telling the truth. I can't tell. You had a misspelling. I can't tell if you're trolling or not. But if you did, that's on you. That's part of your life. That's part of your journey. And you got that adult. The whoever the adult was, they're at fault. You're not at fault for getting whatever sexual situation that you encountered. It's not your fault. It's not anything that you did against them. They were the adult. They were the consenting and thoughtful, person, allegedly, to know that, okay, this is a child. This is somebody that's younger than me by a lot of years. I can't be dealing with them on this level, So I think he meant statutory rape. That's what I think he meant. He said when she raped me. So it was statutory rape. So that's what I think it is. What he is. That just came into my thoughts right now. It was statutory rape. So she did rape him. She did rape him statutorily. Is that, if that's a word? So that's the reality of that. I think YG, is pretty strong for this. He's a grown man for this. He's a stand-up guy. A girl rapping a guy, don't know about that. No, statutory rape. You can rape somebody statutorily. I think that's a word. If I'm not using that as a word, or if that's incorrect, please explain it to me. But you can be a female and rape somebody if it's statutory. Somebody of one age to another. 30-year-old and a 14-year-old, yeah, that's statutory rape. That's statutory rape. Yeah. But he goes in explicit details talking about the whole thing. It's a serious situation because he had to grow up. He didn't have a full childhood. His innocence was taken from him. And it's a sad shame because he's now like this bit. He's one of the premier rappers. I gotta give it to him. I'm not gonna hate just to hate. He's a multi-platinum selling rapper. That's a fact. I'm not gonna say just because I don't like him, just because I don't really mess with his music like that he's not one of the best, figures in hip hop right now. Okay. Son of the Sun 90s troll. He's back in his troll days. YG was touched by Diddy, is what Son of the Sun 90 says. Here we go. Chris Cage says Michael Jai White had something happen. Yeah, I think I saw that too. I think I saw that on either Vlad TV or one of the other channels. Okay, well, all we need is 2 more people and we have a party. Let's get this party going. All we need is 2 more people. Bumbleclaw, thank you. Okay, now we need 3 more people again. That's a fact, Jack. Not trolling, it's facts. Are you sure, Son of the Sun 90s? Give me your links. You're good with links. You have a wrench. You're good with links. Give me a link that says something Diddy touched YG, and then we'll be on level ground. So Son of the Sun 90 is saying not trolling, it's facts. And I'm taking him at his word. I just need him to give me the car facts. Just give me the facts, give me the sheets. Give me the reality of it. So I think it is pressing. Now we need 4 people for a party. Okay, now I'm just going crazy. But YG doing the damn thing, and his label man, as far as I know, I don't even know they're on the label anymore. He's on CTE, Corporate Thug Entertainment, with Young Jeezy. He had a joint venture, I think, with Atlantic. The proof is in the pudding. It sounds like a Cosby reference right there. But now we need 5 people for a party. Okay. I'm starting to realize that. We were really close. We were at 8 at one point. That's cool too. The reality is that YG was raped as a child. He was 14 years old. The woman was 30. But ASAP Ferg, it was a boy. It was another boy. So this was really another level of it, because he's saying that that another male touched him in his private area. That's damaging to somebody that is supposed to be a heterosexual. If you're homosexual, that could still be damaging too, because you may not want it. It could be unwanted or offensive touching. Bumbleclot, you ask him. Send him an email. I'm not running messages for you, sir. Send him an email, Bumbleclot. I'm not even going to repeat it on the live. Send an email. Ask him yourself. Yeah. So I think with so many people. So many people in hip hop, outside of hip hop, all around the world. There must be millions of people, if not maybe even 1 billion people. I don't know. There's 8 billion people on this rock. So we'll never know. We'll never know how many people have been touched, how many people have been, manhandled, been assaulted, been raped. It's very depressing. But I think with songs like 2004, it's like uplift. So salute to YG for making this song. I respect him. Don't really like him as a rapper, but this is one of the better songs he's made. All right. Now I have to ask the question. What's the question? What's the question? What is your limit? What is it that pushes you or that brings you to the point where I say stop? That's it. I can go no more. What is your limit? What is the limit on your life? What is the limit on your job, on your romantic relationships and things of that nature? What is that stops you? Okay, we got a free Diddy. Okay. YG, Rick James says YG was the little boy that Santa Claus forgot, and goodness knows he didn't want a lot. He sent a note for Santa for some crayons and a toy. It broke in his little heart when he found Santa hadn't come. Okay, it's back on the YG story, but I'm back. I'm moving on. I'm talking about the difference between what sets you off. What is your limit? What is the are you limitless? Do you have complete and utter control over your existence? Do you have barriers set in front of you? Not even physically, but like intellectually or romantically or anything like that. What is your limit? What is it that pushes your buttons? What is it that creates a terrible storm in your mind and body and your soul? What is it that brings you to that point? I mean, like I said, are you limitless? Do you not have anything? There's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing standing in your way. You can do whatever the hell you want. Not mean that in the best conditions. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're supposed to do whatever the hell he wants," and you should be able to do whatever the hell you want as long as you're not hurting anyone else and you're not doing anything that's illegal or immoral. Especially, I mean, illegal is one thing, but definitely immoral. You don't want to do anything that's immoral or degrees of immorality. There are different degrees. Stealing a candy bar is different between raping and killing another human being. Both are immoral, but there's a degree to the immorality. So, Rick James says cheating ain't not. Oh my God, cheating ain't no turning back when the hole has been tainted. Fact. God, that was hard to get through. Bumblecloud, do what thou wilt. Well, I'm reading an article about free will right now. It's very interesting. It's like showing you how you're the idea of not having free will. You're just a puppet or a marionette on the strings by the universe. Like if you think about something, you think about 3 cities. Just think about 3 cities right now. Are you a chance to think about it? You may have thought about, Philly, New York, and Baltimore, and what was that? Was that free will? Is that in your mind and what you do with your life? You got up this morning, you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, you put on fresh clothes, and you went out the door, to work or to play, and what was that? Was that all based on the universe directing you? Is some deity that is controlling your every movement and your every thought? I just want to know, what is your limit? What stops you, or what brings you to the point where it's like, okay, I've had it all. I'm done with it. I'm having a time. This is not what I came for. I thought this is going to be a different way. This is my limit. I stop. Black Cuddy, salute, Black Cuddy, respect, salute to the chat. Aleister Crowley. I have not read one word of Aleister Crowley, but I have to read it because he's one of the haters of all time. According to Mr. Choice Star Terrain, I have to read up on Aleister Crowley. Sal to Black Cuddy. His fingers are going over the place because he's got that water, allegedly. Rick James. But yeah, so this has to tie in with free will. What is your limit? Are you a limitless person? Do you have blockages? Do you have people? You have people or things that are preventing you from achieving your ends, from you experiencing the greatness of life, and life is great. Life is awesome. I mean, if you're not in a concentration camp or in a cotton field or in a basement somewhere, life is wonderful. And even in those moments, this is what I learned about the military. You had the worst moments ever. And I wasn't even in warfare or combat. I'm not trying to say I'm macho Mr. Mr. Guy on the trigger. No, I'm saying how you can look at the ideas of the worst situation, worst case scenarios, and still have the best outcomes. I mean, even if a piece of cracker and some peanut butter on a cracker, and it's rainy and it's cold, and all you have is your gear, and you just have that peanut butter and that cracker, and it just gives you life. I mean, it's just those little tiny things in life like that, So what is your limit? What is it that you absolutely, positively just completely sets you off, and that's end of it? I can't take it. I don't want any more of it. I don't want to do this anymore. This is something I have nothing to do with. What is it? What is it you are trying to do? What is it? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to have in your life that makes it great? What are you trying to say that has the same, what gives you the stamina, what gives you the energy, it gives you the force to keep going despite whatever could be a limit? I mean, the human body, the human mind are strong, very strong. It takes a lot to kill you. It takes a lot. Either if it's the smallest chemical, smallest cancer cell that can kill, or a bullet to the brain that can kill, it's still very traumatic and serious on a level. They're both very serious things that happen to people, and is what causes them to it causes them to have a sensibility of of dying. Those things are death sentences usually. I mean, some people get shot in the head, and like Gabby Gifford, she survived a shot in multiple, I think, shots to her brain, and she's still alive. She has some semblance of movement and can speak to some certain degree. So I mean, that's just amazing. That's amazing. That's a part of life that's so great. Okay, so we know what time it is in the live chat. Everybody's got a wrench. You know what you can do with it. So that's what I'm gonna say. Rick James, you're still in here. You know what you can do with the on the live chat. All right, so the limit. What is the limit? A lot of people. I used to say when I was younger. My nickname is Sky. Sky's the limit. I thought that's gonna be my my handle. The limit. Sky's the limit. Haha, get it? But I thought against that. But what is the limit? What is the limit? Because a lot of people say, "Oh, the sky's the limit," and that's not true anymore. That wasn't true in the 50s and 60s. And especially the 60s when the lunar lander was. That was the sky's not the limit. Your slogan is "Let's get scholarized." Yeah, well, the revolution will be scholarized. That's my slogan. The revolution will be scholarized. So Rick James says, when I was 25, my older brother fell off a 6th floor building and he survived. Wow. That's another testament to the power of the human spirit, human body. We may get mangled, we may get hit up, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot to do that. That's why the human body, the human mind is so strong. So what is your limit? What is it that, So it gives you a sense of knowing, like, this is it. I throw up my hands. I'm at my limit. I reached my total goal and my complete presence. I'm over it. So that's what I'm arguing for right now. That is the idea. Sky's the limit, yeah. But yeah, so it just helps out to understand, what is the exact pinpoint you can make and say, oh, no, I'm not doing that. Nope, not doing that. And like I said, this is the best part about being a single cisgender heterosexual man, as I am. I'm completely limitless as a guy, as a woman who may be transgender, and I guess is a homosexual, maybe a heterosexual. I don't even know how that works. I was watching the Diane, I can't remember, Sawyer interview with Caitlyn Jenner. She was just like, "So, what are you? Are you a lesbian, or do you like women? Do you like men? Are you?" And I still didn't get the proper answer. I still don't understand what it is, but that's not my business. See, that's none of my business. That's for them to figure out. So, I think with the different ways that we have to explore this is with saying how, like, the limit is, whatever is like the red line, on a car. You may that's like the exact limit of the speedometer. It won't go anymore. It won't go past the red. That's it. Red line, they call it. So I just am really feeling that that connotation, that same kind of energy that I get with people that are focused on their careers, focused on their lives, and focused on romantic relationships, focused on all that. That's beautiful to me. That's striking and powerful to me. That makes me, warm and fuzzy, as you can say. When people start talking about, what they want to do with their lives and things of that nature, what is the limit that puts them in a position where they say, "Oh, well, I can't do that because dot dot dot," or "I shouldn't do that because dot dot dot." Whatever the case may be, you should find yourself to be in a limitless position. You should be finding yourself in a situation where you say, "I can do this, and there's nothing going to stop me." I mean, Ayn Rand has that famous phrase. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up actually, so I can say exactly what it means. Quotable Ayn Rand. I'm looking for it right now. I'm still looking for it. Don't get me crazy. Okay, they didn't say the exact quote, but this is similar to what Ayn Rand would have said. This is not the exact quote, but it's the question isn't who's going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. That's not exact quote from the novel on of Fountainhead. Many people are inspired by it. So I'm just saying, let me see. Okay, so that, okay, here it goes. Yes. Do you mean to tell me that you're thinking seriously of building that way when and if you are an architect? Yes. My dear fellow, who will let you? That's not the point. The point is who will stop me. That's the exact quote. That's the exact quote. Who's going to stop me? That's how we should look at life. That should be the limit. Who's going to stop me? I'm going to do what I want to do with my life. I'm not going to obstruct anyone else's plans or goals or ideals. I'm going to do my own thing my way and achieve and be great and be wonderful and on that pathway. So I think that's very important to say when it comes to finding the limit. Your limit is, your own self. You are your limit. You are your own limit. No one else can speak for you. Nobody can say anything for you. You are your own limit to everything that happens to you. That's a fact. And if you allow somebody to obstruct you, to hinder you, to hamper you, that's your fault. That's your fault. It's not even like the evil is impotent. Evil is puny, weak, and slow, and ugly, and disgusting. You allowing it to do it, that's the only thing. Or you not responding properly to evil. That's the problem. That's where the limit comes in. That's the reality of it all. That's the truth. So we have to look at the entire gamut of human emotions, human thought, human realities, and say whether we have the limit. Like, say you want to go to college. What are the limits? You have mediocre grades. You have no money. Oh, my light just went out. Damn. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. All right, I'm back. All right, so I had to just change the light. But yeah, so the limit is in your own mind, really. That's what comes with free will. You have the ability, like I said, with the college situation. You want to go to college. You had some mediocre grades. You didn't get any scholarships. You didn't get any, pull anything like that. You don't have that much money. You don't have that much, these seem like limits, but there are thousands, if not millions of people that have turned their entire college careers around. They end up on the dean's list. They end up getting scholarships. They end up getting, passing with, flying colors. They end up being summa cum laude of their class. They perform well and end up in the top 10% of their class. That's extraordinary. That's wonderful. Those limits that look like, they would stop you or block you, you have to overcome them. That's the part of free will. You have the ability to say, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm not going to let that hinder me. I'm going to go past those limits. I'm going to go past them. I'm going to surpass all those limits and bring home something that's very valuable to me. I want to have that college career under my belt. I want to get a degree. I want to go advance. I want to get a master's degree. I want to get a doctorate. All that is possible. if you find yourself limitless. If you put limits on yourself, that's one of the worst things you do. It's like one of my favorite authors, Kurt Vonnegut. He had a great story about egalitarianism. How this beautiful ballerina and this really strong, tall guy, Harrison Bergeron, they live in a world where everything has to be equal. Anything that's beautiful has to be altered in some way. The facial features have to be altered. You know, if they're doing leaps and jumps and ballerinas, they have to be weighed down by like sandbags or something like that. And that's, you know, what people do to themselves. They have the sandbags around their, you know, their neck. They have it, you know, they alter their appearances, you know, so they look ugly. That's what happens. That's what's sad. Son of the Sun 90 says that's facts. I appreciate you. Salute. So yeah, so I just am completely limitless. You have to be limitless in this life because you only get one of them. That's the best thing. Everybody says when I get to heaven, I'm going to sing and shout. Nobody will be there pulling me out. Okay, whatever. But, you know, you're here now, and you can sing and shout as you can. There is no heaven or hell to say that you can do what you want or not or something like that. I think this is Mark Twain's quote. A lot of times he either misquoted or they attribute quotes to him. But I think this is his quote. He said, go to heaven for the weather, go to hell for the company. That's a clever little way of saying, you know, that's great to think about going to heaven, but, you know, more people are going to be in hell than you expect, you know. And that's the best thing. I mean, these are adults. These are grown-ups thinking about these ideas. Yes, they are real glasses. Yes, they are real. I have an ailment, if you can tell, from my right eye. My right eye has irritation, not an infection, but an irritation. And that's why I'm wearing the Urkel glasses. Or the portholes, we like to say in the Marine Corps. Yeah, so that's the idealism you have to have for yourself. That's the kind of thing you have to set out for yourself. You have to have that, you know, mentality that says, I can do this. And I'm going to go past all the limits that stand in my way. Everything that is in my way can be cleared out of my way because I'm efficient, I'm confident, I'm strong based on reality. Because sometimes you can be weak, inefficient, and not know what you're doing with your life or what you want to do with whatever endeavor that you're set yourself on. But if you have the ability to show yourself to be of great character, moral fiber, everything of that nature, that's when it comes down to who you are, what you are, and what you're about. That's the thing that says, I'm limitless. I have no limits whatsoever. I'm completely free of any burdens and any boundaries that may come in my way. So I think that is extraordinarily important for everybody to understand because, like I said, one life, one shot. There's no, I mean, you can say, oh, the pearly gates and the streets of gold and the mansions and the rooms. All that's cute. That's cute. But we know for a fact that we have this thing called reality. We have this thing called existence. Actually, existence presupposes reality because reality is epistemological. Existence is metaphysical. And that comes before the other. I'm dropping big words, but that's the only thing you can do. That's the only words that correspond. That's what really makes it up. So you definitely have to have the right connotation for bringing forth all these things that say that you are limitless. You have to be limitless. If you have limits on your life, that's when you have a problem. If you can't go out to any job, if you can't go out to any career, if you can't go out to any romantic relationship and say, let it be known, I've only got this one life. It goes really fast. It could be long. It could be cut short. But It's pretty long for the most part. I mean, just think about life. The 60s, 1960s to now. We're talking about close to 60 years. 60 years. 60, it's, I think 7 decades away, but it's 60 years or so. The man who committed the murder against RFK Jr., or excuse me, RFK, so not Jr., RFK, excuse me. RFK, he's still alive, and he's petitioning, and RFK Jr., the man who killed his father, his father's assassin, he's championing his own release from prison after all these years. I think it's 67 years. It'll be 67 years. I think so. I think it is. I think it's 67 years since he was slain. Or 57 years, not 67. 57 years. 57 years. You know how much things have changed since 57 years and he's still alive? I mean, just life is long. Life can be cut short, but it's pretty long. It is pretty long. It can be cut short, but life is long. Okay? So set your sights high and be limitless. Every limit, toss it away, break through it, untie it, make sure it doesn't hamper you, make sure it doesn't hinder you. Be completely limitless. I think people are more limited by, mysticism, and mysticism isn't just faith. It's not just what other people call religion. I don't even like to call religion because people think of religion as a routine or a constant, thought you're doing the same thing over and over. It's different. I say faith. I'll say faith. A lot of people are faithful. A lot of people have belief in God. There's billions of people that believe in this thing that has no tangibility in reality whatsoever. But billions of people believe it. Is it strength in numbers? Is it? I always look at it as, God is not even. It's like saying 1 divided by 0. That's like the same thing as saying there's a God. You try to divide 1 by 0. You're saying there's this thing, the one. You're saying that's an entity that exists in reality. It doesn't. That's the 0. But you're all the praying, all the crying, all the singing, all the emotions and the ancient texts. All of that is the division symbol, or actually the division symbol is reality. And 0 is just another reaction to reality. And you can't divide 1 divided by 0. Your best, calculators, this is just an example. Your best calculators will say undefined when you try to divide 1 by 0. It'll say undefined. So that's the reality of that. Don't be limited. I'm not saying you have to, I'm not trying to suggest, it's inferred, it may be inferred, but I'm not trying to impart or, expound upon it. Make sure, you shouldn't believe in God. No, don't have limits. If God is a limit, then you should toss him. But if there's other things that you want to pursue in life and it causes you to have a God, I can't go against you morally, legally. I can only go against you morally. I can't go against you legally. So, okay, Rick James says Brave New World. I didn't even see that post. Yeah. But it wasn't Brave New World. It was Harrison Bergeron. So, I implore you, if you have whatever limitations you have in your life, let them free, let them go, let them be completely, away from you. Don't ever let anyone tear you down. Don't anyone talk you down. Don't let yourself talk yourself down. That's the key thing. Self-hatred. Okay, Chris Cager is the new YouTube subscriber. Brave new bussy. Oh man, that's YouTube subscriber talk, Chris Cager. He usually comes in with the bussy talk. But I'd like to thank you all for coming into the show, even with my messed up eye. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for entertaining me, during this time period. I just have a slight irritation. It should go away in a few days. Maybe, hopefully by tomorrow. I have a play I want to watch. So I really just am excited to say, about, a song that YG recorded I actually like. So that's a good thing. That's a good sign. So salute to him. Salute to Being Limitless. And I'll see you sometime, maybe early tomorrow or later tomorrow. We'll see. Take care.